Hi everyone, Amy Poole here, and today I'm going to help you add power to your voice without strain so you can sing them high notes beautifully. Now basically what we want to do is not bring the chest voice up too high and not have the head voice too low, because this will result in strain, pressure and sounding too strained and awful, or consequently if you draw too much of your head voice down it'll be too light and too airy and it will lack presence. Now I'm going to show you an idea of how I can sing a scale. And firstly, I'm going to show you bringing my chest voice up too high and how I then crack into my head voice. And then I'm going to change it and I want you to listen to the difference. Here goes. Okay? Did you hear that? You did. It sounded horrible. And if you switched off by now, please come back, because that was just to show you how not to do it. Now, if you kind of replay that back in your mind, even though you won't want to, it sounded strained, and as most of you are probably aware, you heard that crack, that transition from the chest voice to the head voice was so clunky and it sounded terrible. Now, what happened there is I was taking my larynx up too high, this little Adam's apple. We don't even realise half the time, but when we sing up in our chest voice too high, it's there, it's right there. And how can you possibly get any more higher notes with ease and effortlessness with that being so high and so strained? This forcing up is what causes all of the strain. There's more factors to it, but that's the general idea. Okay, now what I want to do now is I want to transition to my mixed voice. Okay, we'll do more tutorials on this, but I want it to have power that my chest voice does. So I'll try and remember the note that I just started on then, and I'll add compression. Okay, now compression is using the stomach. Now many teachers say use the diaphragm. Like, what does that even mean? How do I use the diaphragm? I breathe every day in life. How could I possibly know how to use my diaphragm? Basically, all that means is tensing your stomach a little bit. When almost as if someone was going to punch you in the stomach, you would naturally tense, and you'd have this sound. Okay, it sounds really silly, but that is what's called compression. As I had that note released from my mouth then, there was no strain, and it still had a lot of power. Now I'm going to apply this to the scale now, using the diaphragmatic muscles. Being aware to keep my larynx low. Not too low, but not from rising above. Not from rising. If it helps, add in that still power, but not as much chest. Keep going. Okay, I hope that helped. I'm so sorry it was so brief. But the idea of squeezing gently, ever so gently, squeezing your muscles and releasing into it. Now the idea that you don't want to kind of and then just release out that air. You need to control it. Control it here. And I'll do more tutorials on keeping the larynx neutral as well. It can kind of help as well if you keep your fingers here so that you're aware it's not rising up. You'll notice that as you're singing higher by using air compression, your larynx doesn't rise up. If it's rising up, stop immediately and just kind of gradually go through it. And be aware of having that dopey sound. And also be aware that you have your tongue flat and forward. Thank you for watching and see you all soon. Bye.